Hello, family. Welcome to another great episode of The Good Word with yours truly, Mr. Frederick. All right, family, let me get right into it today. Today, the message is do not compare the old you with the new you. That's right, I said it, family. All right. I'm going to say it again, family. Do not compare the old you with the new you. All right, so I'm going to get right in here, guys. A second. That being said, what I mean by that, family, is as you evolve, as you grow, okay, as you know, that's what this channel is all about. It's all about growth, evolving, discovering one's higher self, okay, and that is happening. And I see it in the comments, and I really appreciate everyone with your support and your love. Love you too. I want to say that, understand, family, you are coming from a place where you did not have the type of support that you should have had. Now, do any of us really have that? I would say probably not. Most people don't have all of the support that they should have that would make them be their best early on in life. But it is key that you recognize that. The reason why, family, is that if you don't recognize that, if you deny that, if you ignore it, sure, you say, oh, I'm a CEO of a company, I have this and I'm doing this and that. Somewhere in your life, there's going to be a leakage. It might not be in your money making, your profession. It might not be in your personal. It's going to be somewhere, because these are fundamental assets that you were not given early on. So what I'm saying, family, is you have to acknowledge how you came up. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it lacking? Was it abuse? Was it dysfunction? You have to acknowledge that, family. And I know a lot of people don't like to do that. I was the same way. You know, a lot of people are like, hey, I'm here now, and, you know, forget about that. That doesn't matter. Let me move on. And I got this, I got that. And they replace it with superficial benefits. It could be women, men. It could be money. It could be validation from strangers. It could be a myriad of things. Okay. Examples that it could be their accomplishments. Oh, I have this degree. I have this job. It doesn't take away from your upbringing and from your initial, how you came into the world. Because what happens is, it might work for a little while, but surely enough, as you go on in life and get older, you're going to see how it actually affects you. And the more you try to repress something, it's like holding a balloon underwater. Eventually, it pops up when you least suspect it. And you're like, wow. And this can start anxiety. It can start panic attacks. It can start all sorts of psychological issues, okay? So you have to address this. And not only that, it's the fact that if you still have individuals that were part of that dysfunction in your life and you're still behaving in a toxic, dysfunctional way with them, you are becoming a pariah for yourself and others around you in your current life, okay? You can't force someone to be where you're at, like I always tell you guys, but it's your responsibility to take tally of where you're at, take an inventory, and you got to get rid of whatever's not good for you. It's just how it works if you want to improve yourself. And you have to understand that it's key and vital that you take this serious. Because first, that acknowledgement takes a lot of courage, takes a lot of, how we say, you want to call cojones. It does. Because a lot of times we like to look at the rosy part of life until it creeps up and affects us in a bad way. So what you got to understand that these weren't the best people that you were around. Just call a ball a ball and strike a strike. They weren't. They probably was wounded, had bad childhoods themselves, but they couldn't give you the support that you needed. Now it's up to you to put yourself in supportive environments, even if that means being by yourself. Because what you'll see is you'll surround yourself with people that mirror your early childhood. And they could be dysfunctional. More likely they are. You probably have a dysfunctional attachment style, probably leaning towards avoidant, or it could be leaning towards anxious, one or the other, both dysfunctional. All of these, you don't have a secure attachment style, because how can you have that? And you came up with insecurity. You came up with environments that you really didn't know what was going to happen. Okay? When you come up in dysfunction, abuse, neglect, all of this mistreatment, okay, these people, it's normalized by certain individuals. And you got to understand, when they get older, they don't have the courage to admit it. They don't have the integrity, to be honest, because they're embarrassed, they're ashamed. They're probably not good people. I mean, just be real, okay? So you can't expect anything from them. The best you could do with them is cut them off and out of your life. But understand that when you come up around these people, you will be used to them. Even though you love them, yes, but they're highly dysfunctional. So you become accustomed to dysfunction. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. You're comfortable with it, even though it's poison for you. You don't even know it's poison. You're like, hey, that's just like my such and such. That's just like it's unconscious. And you surround yourself with all these serpents. And you're like, where all these people come from? Hey, that's what I came up with. Family, you won't prosper continuing to be around these individuals. People like that. You got to heal yourself. I don't really like to use heal. I would say you have to work on yourself, because we're constantly working on ourselves. We're never completely healed. I mean, come on. Life is life. But it is up to us to work on ourselves, to become a better version of yourself. And that first part is acknowledging. And understand, these people will still, some of them, a lot of them will still stalk you online. And, you're like, hey, listen, I don't deal with you. That's how dysfunctional the mind is that they know all of this, but they're so sick, they can't help it. It's like a crab in a bucket. They want to try to pull you down. They know they're not on your level. They're jealous and envious of you, but they don't want to see you do good. They don't want to see you improve, because that is a sign of their failure, their lack of working on themselves, their lack of acknowledging their faults and responsibility. So you ascending is a reminder of the work they didn't do and refuse to do. So they'll lie, they'll put up pictures, say happy birthday, like you deal with them. They'll do all this. Is all sick behavior, family. They'll say you're crazy, and this is what lies. This is what bad character corrupts. This is why you can't be around these people, family. Not operating like that, and you certainly can't trust them. And anyone you would get around, again, once you've done the work on yourself and you start attracting better people, you can't bring those people around them. They're going to try to corrupt them. That's just what it is. And the sooner you understand that, family, the sooner you can start to ascend. This is why you can't compare the old you with the new you. How you were is a part of you, but you have learned to interpret that a lot differently. You might have forgave a lot. You might have apologized for stuff people did to you. You understand? This is how dysfunction operates. It really taints your whole way of looking at things, because if you got 9 people around you, all of them say, hey, it's a ball right there in the corner. You see clearly it's no ball in the corner. However, it's 9 people around you saying it's a ball right there in the corner. You sane, but does it matter in that case? No, because you have 9 crazies around you. They're saying it's a ball over there. This is why you have to remove yourself from them, understand what they are, accept that, and begin to improve yourself. And it starts with understanding that's a part of your life at one time, that you might have overgave, been a little too kind without really asking for anything, which is nothing wrong with being kind. It's a good thing to be kind, family. But understand, in this world, when you cast your pearls amongst swine, you are really doing something that could be to your detriment, because individuals get the wrong idea about you. They might not understand that you have that other side. You don't even want to be around people that make you bring that out, but they innately will take advantage of something because they don't deserve it. So you can't just just give out your pearls. Just here, I'm gonna be kind to you. I'm gonna be no. They don't deserve it. They're disrespectful. Okay, they have envy, jealousy in their heart for no reason other than you just being you and the light that you shine. So when you see people with this demonic presence, demonic spirits, this is what you have to understand that they're operating under. There's no way you're going to prosper. Anytime they get a chance to do something to hurt you in some kind of way, they will. And all they'll do is pretend and act like they're cool with you for a bit until they get an opportunity to do something to you. And this is why you let it be known, hey, I don't like you. I don't like nobody in your family. Stay away from me. And you'll still, again, see them stalk you online, comment on you're like, why are you commenting? I don't deal with you. That's how sick that mind is. They don't care if you don't deal with them. They literally want to come to your light. No, you're not allowed in my light. You stay away and heal yourself or do whatever. Just leave me alone. But they won't. They'll still follow you. It's really sad, family. You never want to be that guy or lady that literally is so obsessed with someone that they block you on everything and you're sitting up following them. You're commenting, looking at their life or what their work is. Why do you care what they do? They don't deal with you. See, it makes no logic. But when you're dealing with people who are mentally insane, you can't operate off of logic. They're mentally insane. It's their, because you have to understand, when you see these family dynamics, it's not just the primary people that are dysfunctional and sick. It spreads throughout everyone that interacts with them. So everyone that interacts with them have to function under dysfunction. So it's like a disease. It's literally everyone that they touch have that same dysfunction where they don't even understand that they're dysfunctional. They don't even understand healthy boundaries. They don't understand respect. They don't understand any of that. Honor, self-respect, self-esteem. They don't understand any of these things. And this is why you have to separate yourself. And again, you can love them, but from afar. Because they're so far behind, they can't do nothing to you but hurt you. Any opportunity they can. Whether it's blatantly or whether it's covertly. Any kind of way. So the new you, and when I say new you, family, I mean the you that's aware. The old you wasn't aware. The old you was in the dysfunction too. You were creating dysfunction yourself at one time. A lot of us, okay? So how could you possibly, you might know something was wrong, but your system that you came up with wasn't interpreting what your inner dialogue was. You're like, hey, I'm uncomfortable around these people. Hey, I don't like those comments. Hey, why this person hating on it? What is all this about? You don't like it because it's not your nature, but it's still what you're in and what you came up in. You see the difference? So once you become aware, you understand those boundaries, forget what I came up in. That's where I came up. You can't have no control over that. You have control over what you do now and whether you tolerate those individuals and on any level in your life. I don't care if it's your kid, family. If they're grown, even if they're not grown, hey, you send them to a shrink or something. Send them somewhere and see if they get some help. But you cannot put yourself in the line of fire of dangerous individuals because you don't know, again, if you got with people that were similar to the family you came from that was bad and dysfunctional, abusive, mentally, disabled. I mean, I'm being real. Narcissism, toxicity, all of these issues, all of them are in the DSM. Sociopathy, all these psychopathy. A lot of our families have all of it in there. If you come up around that, more than likely you picked and selected early in life because you weren't really able to have a time to develop properly yourself because you're coming from such dysfunction. They can't develop you correctly. So you're more likely going to go out there, get with people too soon, have kids, do all the things backwards because of where you come from. Okay? They can't prepare you properly. So these decisions, yes, you have to take accountability of them, but you're not going to pick good people. Not for you. Okay? And so consequently, where do you think those people are going to raise their kids at that you have them with? Same way. This is how cycles continue, family. This is why when you are breaking the new and you become aware of these things, you have to separate yourself. Do what you can, but after that, you let it go. And you pray if you're a spiritual person. But you understand the situation and you see it as it is. Not with rose-colored glasses. Oh, this person's not so bad. They're just a child. You know, you can't think like that. No, that's a bad person. If that person's an abuser, if that person's a, alcoholic, if that person's a woman beater, all of these types of dysfunction. This person hides their sexuality. This person's masking this and masking that and doing this and doing that. It's not good. Because understand, how you do some things, how you do all things. When you live your life under a rock or with the veil over your eyes, you're going to do that in other aspects of your life, which are not going to be a benefit to the family you create. If you have an opportunity to, really affect them in any kind of way. Because again, you probably early on chose individuals in your life that mirrored the family you come from. That's just how it works. So what do you think you're going to get from that? Okay, I'll wait. And I'm not talking about professionally, family. See, people get that twisted. You could be a judge, you could be a doctor, you could be all that, but your mind is messed up. Your way that you live your life, your ability to treat others with respect, honor, integrity, those are what I'm talking about, how you relate to people. You could totally make a lot of money and have a great profession and be a horrible person. And we see that all day. So I'm talking about creating a better version of yourself, because eventually that is what you take with you. Okay? And the quicker you separate the two and understand that the old you is not the new you, how you're aware now, it's nothing compared to what you came from. And it's not making excuses. It's just acknowledging the reality of your situation and being authentic and transparent about growth. If you have to have dysfunctional relationships, family, love from a distance. Okay? Because again, some people have hope, but understand, don't look at it through a rose-colored glasses. Most individuals are what they are. That's just what it is in this world. It's not, oh, it's hope for this person, hope for that person. If you acknowledge, if you are courageous enough, honest enough, have enough integrity, enough humility, yes, you can grow. And most importantly, if you have faith. But if you don't have those, family, you're not. So you have to look out for you and separate yourself from the old and embrace the new. All right, family. Next time, love what you do what you love. Again, check me out on TikTok, family, Instagram, Sprouting Crowns, as well as Facebook. And everything's in the description. Peace.